So I bought a Vevor. This is supposed to put out 5,000 foot-pounds. It weighs 45 pounds, the gun alone. It's quite a bit bigger than the Earthquake. So Jake's gonna hook it up, see if we can get the wheel studs out of the Wabco. You ready? You ain't got that position, this set right or something. It ain't doing squat. That ain't doing squat. Won't even go now? How much oil did you put in it?
A few drops.
Oh, you have to put more than that. It's brand new. Let me turn the air off.
We saw it smoking when I first used it.
Wow.
Bastard.
45 pounds, man. My faith has been restored. Doesn't it act like it's hitting better now?
Yeah.
Well, what do we do?
I don't know. Is Jack still up?
Tires look off the ground. They ain't gonna come off, are they? I mean, you're gonna play hell getting. Sweet. Pull your hat off. So Jake got all the bolts out of the Wabco wheel, got them off. At first I was concerned that Vevor gun wasn't going to do squat. It wasn't running real well, so I had him go in and put some more oil in it and try it again, and then it just buzzed them all out, just beat them right out. And the Harbor Freight Earthquake got about half of them, the other half it wouldn't get. So that Vevor hits pretty hard. She's 45 pounds. That thing is massive. So we're gonna have some fun with the old Vevor. Maybe we'll get a hold of some track pads and see if we can undo some bolts or twist some off. That ought to be an interesting test of how much power that thing has. Anyway, we'll try to twist off some bolts with the Ingersoll Electric versus the Harbor Freight versus the Vevor. I think I paid 200 bucks for that impact, and she's a doozy. I wish it didn't have that long anvil on it. You'd think you'd lose power with that long anvil, but Ingersoll's electric ones, the one with the longer shank on the end, extended anvil, is advertised at 3,000 foot-pounds of undue torque, and the short one's 2,600. So somebody explained that to me. But this gun, holy cow, compared to that one, this one is just massive. Anyway, they tell you to put the oil in there. I don't know why they don't want you to put it there or whatever. They give you a little Allen wrench to do that. But it wasn't working real well till we got her oiled up and used it a little, and then she really started pounding. $200 gun, $200 gun. I paid $1,400 for that Ingersoll. So I got a lot of comments about comparing an electric gun to an air gun was like comparing a 9 horsepower or something to a 500 horsepower diesel engine. And torque is torque. If Harbor Freight advertises 2,500 foot-pounds of undue torque, and Ingersoll says they have 2,600, yet the earthquake took it out easier, I'm gonna say their method of testing their undue torque is not accurate. This one claims 5,175 undue torque, and I think 4,000 something of Titan. So we're gonna check that out, see what size bolt that baby will twist off, or maybe we'll tighten it with that one, try to undo it with the earthquake and the Ingersoll. A lot of people said, well, what did you expect comparing electric against air? Well, again, torque is torque. If you can prove me wrong that torque isn't torque, or explain why these guns have more power, I'm all ears. I paid $1,400 for that based on the fact they said it had 2,600 foot-pounds of undue torque, and it obviously doesn't. So I don't know, a lot of people got really testy over that, said it wasn't a fair test. Well, it's a real world test. I used this in a real world situation, trying to take those bolts out of those track guards and those rollers, and the earthquake did it, and the Ingersoll wouldn't touch them. So I don't know how much more real world you can get than that. I don't know what else to say. If you were gonna you wanted electric because you didn't have air, you didn't want to mess around, then hey, yeah, buy the electric. If you're doing truck wheels and stuff like that, and that's always what they show, even Vevor shows that using this for truck wheels, and they actually sent me a couple of sockets for truck wheels. If you're going to use something that puts out that much torque on truck wheels, you're going to stretch studs, you're going to strip threads, you're going to break them off. This is not a gun for truck wheels, just isn't. This is for big heavy equipment. And even the earthquake, that's too much power unless you turn the torque control down, but even then you don't know what you're putting out. Now the Ingersoll has 3 forward torques and it only has 1 reverse torque, and I got accused of in my video because my head was in the way, but it wasn't in the way all the time. You could clearly see I had it in reverse, and there is only 1 reverse torque setting on this, and that's full blast reversed, and then you've got 3 in forward. And so I had it in reverse, I had it in full blast reverse. I wasn't bagging on the gun. I was just showing you what this will and won't do. So let's look at the batteries. Somebody said that there's a chip in there and it only lets them charge to like 60%. So let's look at that. This is the positive terminal, and this is the negative terminal. It says we have 19.14 volts on that one, and 19.04 on this one. And both these batteries say they're at 75% charge. So let's put them on the charger and see what they come up to. All right, so I've been cleaning the van trailer out all day. These batteries have been on the charger. Let's see what they say. Probably can't read that. There you go. Can you see that? Out of limit, 1 volts DC. 20.67 volts. And this one is 20.77. So they're charged 20 volts. So it's not the batteries. Now these batteries are only 5.6 amp hour. It's not a very big battery compared to some of my Milwaukee stuff. Anyway, the Vevor, they sent me a couple of sockets. I don't know what size these are. And then this is the wrench to undo that for the oiler. 1-inch air impact wrench, pinless hammer. Model number LZ999. So we're running that gun to get those big bolts out. We had to run up to 200 psi. Let's see what it says, the rated pressure. Okay, so in their advertisement, it says that they'll run from 150 to 200 psi, but in the instructions you get, it said you will require an air pressure of 90 psi. So it doesn't say that's the maximum psi, it just says that's what you need to run it. But if you really want to get some power out of it, you need 200 psi. So, you know, I can see your point saying comparing the air to electric isn't fair in that regard, because I can run 200 psi in that gun. The electric, I can't run, you know, 100 volts. I can't plug it into a 110 outlet to get more power out of it. Now maybe I could. It ain't going to last much, you know, very long. But it's also DC. You can't plug AC. One of the things I noticed about the IR is as soon as it starts to drain the battery a little bit, you lose quite a bit of power. So is it fair to compare electric to air? I don't know. I just know that one says it had 2,600 foot-pounds of torque, and the Harbor Freight says 25, and the Harbor Freight outdid that Ingersoll in a real-world test. And that's where you need the power, is out in the real world. So to me, torque is torque. Prove me wrong. So I'm pretty concerned about the amount of people that don't understand the difference between PSI, pounds, and tons. So if you measure this RAM conservatively, if you measure the outside of this and this, it measures like 5 1/4 where this is put in the back. But let's just call it a 5-inch bore, okay? 5 inches. And to those that said that wasn't the right RAM, that is a Caterpillar service tool. It says so right there. That is what's made for pulling sprockets and pushing them back on, plus a lot of other uses. So let's go in the shop, do a little math. Alrighty, we need a good red marker here. So This is a public service for those who didn't take any algebra in high school. So the formula we're going to use, and this is an easy way to remember it, is pi r squared. Or this is pi, okay? For those of you that don't know what pi is, that's 3.14, and there's a whole bunch. It goes on forever, but we're just going to use 3.14. Pi r squared. So we know that we have a 5-inch diameter cylinder, but we need the radius of that. So the radius is going to be 2.5 times 2.5. So that's going to be the square of the area. And we're going to take 3.14 times that, okay? And so we're going to end up with 19.625 square inches. Okay, so now we're going to take 19.625 and we're going to times that by the pressure. So we're going to times that by 10,000 and we get 196,250. And we're going to divide that by 2,000 because 2,000 is how many pounds there are in a ton, and that equals 98.25 tons. So I had shit tons of people telling me that 10,000 PSI is only 5 ton. No, that would be incorrect. PSI stands for pressure squared inch. 5 ton is 10,000 lbs, pounds. I hope I've cleared that confusion up. The more you know. At the Jpaydirt, I don't have any colored stickers, so I can't do the gaybo. Anyway, so that's what it is. Somebody tell me my math is wrong, because it's not. See ya. All right, so it's a lovely day. It's been raining and snowing off and on. I've got my guards up here. Got my bolts, got my pipes in. Some of them fit tighter than the others. I've been having to cut them off individually to fit correctly because I got to have enough room to pry them over and get these bolts in. And then I got to get them, the bolts pushed out, tightened down, and then get the bolts back through. So I've been making progress. Where'd you hide that one? Where's that bone? Where'd you put it? Where is it? Where's your bone? Oh, I see it. It's right there. He's got bones all over there. Oh. Here you go. You ready to get it? There you go. Oh, Mr. Griffey. He's pretty clingy to me. Mrs. Anderson is babysitting our granddaughter today. And he's very jealous corgi. He'll be spending most of his day outside, won't you? You're gonna hide that one. He's looking for a good spot to hide it. What a doggy. Oh, he's gonna try to dig a hole in the plastic. I'm gonna go over here and find a place.